Good morning, Dignitaries, Academy staff, and graduating cadets here at the R.A. Magee Correctional Training Center. And good morning to you, family and friends, joining us via Facebook Live. We miss you and greatly appreciate your understanding during these challenging times. This is the graduation ceremony for the Basic Correctional Officer Academy. And graduating today is Academy Class 220. We begin today's ceremony with the introduction of the companies and their company commanders. Each cadet will be recognized later in the program when they receive their badges on stage. Seated in the first row is Fox Company, who not only achieved the top honor in receiving the Captain's Award, but also achieved the Leadership Award. And here is their company commander, Sergeant Destry Holmes. Next is Alpha Company, and here is their company commander, Sergeant Ken Chappelle. Next is Bravo Company, and here is their company commander, Sergeant Craig Miller. Now, here is Charlie Company, who achieved the best tactical performance and won the Top Gun Award. Here is their company commander, Sergeant Taylor Turner. Here now is Delta Company, who achieved the best physical fitness, and their company commander, Sergeant Charlie Gross. And here is Echo Company, who accomplished the highest academic achievement, and their company commander, Sergeant Anita Sama. Ladies and gentlemen, will you please rise for the posting of the colors by the Correctional Training Center Color Guard with Sergeants C. Ballum, A. Stanton, M. Barnes, and Q. Lewis, and the presentation of our national anthem by Cadet America Veach from Charlie Company.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we've hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we've watched were
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Correctional Administrator of the R.A. Magee Correctional Training Center, John Spike.
Good morning, Academy Class 220. First and foremost, I would like to welcome and thank the family, friends, and loved ones who are joining us through the live stream as we take precautionary measures to ensure the safety of those around us. Today's graduation ceremony will forever be in our memories, and I would like to take this opportunity to thank the graduating class for their participation in responding to the state of affairs. As an officer, day to day, you must always be ready and prepared for the unknowns. You all have shown your abilities to take on this difficult situation and handle it with grace. For that, I commend you. With that, I am proud to be standing here today with all of you in honor of your dedication, commitment, and hard work. Through your 13 weeks of training, you have received the best training nationwide from the department's finest instructors. These courses required a total of 520 hours of curriculum, emphasized with communication and de-escalation techniques, leadership skills, ethics, training in firearms, rehabilitative programs, weaponless defense, and all of your favorite is chemical agents, right? You all want to go through it again, don't you? Monday, it all starts. You've been training day in, day out. Come Monday, remember your morals, remember your values, remember the 13 weeks of training you received here and worked hard to achieve the badge today. Remember everything you have learned, and do not be afraid to ask questions. Just because you're all graduating today and becoming a sworn correctional peace officer doesn't mean the learning stops. This academy class is comprised of 216 who are graduating today and adding to our department's family. And today we are joined by dignitaries that took time away from work to share this day with you and show their support of all of you. Please help me in welcoming our dignitaries today. Ralph Diaz, Secretary. Amy Miller, Division of Oversight and Research. Stacy Lopez, Deputy Director, Peace Officer Selections and Employee Development. Devin Fong, Deputy Office of Business Services. Jason Lopez, Deputy Director of Accounting and Procurement for Judicial Council of California. Gina Jones, Chief Deputy Warden, California State Prison, Sacramento. Thomas Tyler, Associate Warden, Headquarters. John Peterson, Associate Warden, California State Prison, Sacramento. Weston Phillips, Associate Warden, Wasco State Prison. Sadie Richmond, Associate Warden, California State Prison, Sacramento. Stephanie Torres, Associate Warden, Valley State Prison. Robert Banholtz, Associate Warden, California Rehabilitation Center. Paul Hale, Chief, Division of Rehabilitative Programs. Joshua Mackley, Captain, Correctional Training Center. David Terry, Professor, Delta College. Now with that, it's my honor to introduce our keynote speaker today, Secretary Ralph Diaz, and I will read his bio at this time. Secretary Ralph Diaz began his career in 1991 as a correctional officer at Wasco State Prison and later at Corcoran State Prison until his promotion to correctional counselor at Corcoran in 1999. In 2000, Mr. Diaz promoted to correctional counselor supervisor at the California Substance Abuse Treatment Facility State Prison and worked his way through the leadership ranks until he became the warden of that prison in 2013. In 2014, he was called to serve as Associate Director of the High Security Missions. And in 2015, he promoted to Deputy Director of Facility Operations. In April 2016, Mr. Diaz was appointed by Governor Edmund G. Brown as Undersecretary of Operations for the Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation. He was appointed by Governor Gavin Newsom as Secretary on March 27, 2019, having acted in the role since September of 2018. Please welcome Secretary Ralph Diaz.
Thank you, John. Before we begin, I do want to send a message out to the family members who are participating and witnessing this event via Facebook Live. I do want to thank you for your understanding. I want to thank you for your love and appreciation of this career that your loved ones sitting in front of me are going to be entering into. And the decision for you not to be here because of precautions that we have to take so we can keep our community safe, those decisions and those discussions were not made lightly, and I do want to thank this Academy staff, Commander Spage, and also the company commanders that led your loved ones, because I know the decision had to be broken to them by the company commanders. And to you sergeants, I thank you for that. I know it was not an easy decision, nor was it an easy discussion to have with your loved ones here, and for that I am forever grateful. Today, to me, as I look out and all I see are future correctional officers here in a minute, I see correctional officers in a room that's basically empty. A room that's usually filled with loved ones and family, friends, children, fathers, mothers, and everyone in between to witness this milestone in your lives, an achievement to where people are usually cheering and calling out your name. And I can guarantee that when you entered the facility here 13 weeks ago, all 216 of you were looking forward to this day, were you not? You were looking forward to share this day with loved ones, were you not? That's what kept a lot of you going, did it not? And the decision for those loved ones not to be here and to witness it on Facebook Live is just an example for me, and it should be an example for you and everyone sitting up here. This is the life of a corrections professional. On a day-to-day basis, you do heroic things inside of the 35 institutions of the Department of Corrections, being around over 123,000 inmates sentenced to us from the 58 counties of the state of California. The heroic things that are done on a day-to-day basis are done without people from the public witnessing it. Lives are saved. You respond to incidents and nobody sees it. The local news isn't rushing to get a statement from you. The local news isn't there to witness the incidents that you prevent, the incidents that you have to respond to. Nor are they there when you enter a cell when someone is dying from an overdose and you're doing what you have to do to save that life. The citizens of California and people aren't there witnessing what you do on a day-to-day basis. And if today is just a small example of what it's going to be like for the next 30 years of your life, dedicated to the Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation, recognizing that the appreciation that you truly deserve isn't received. Today's just a little glimpse of what that is, because no one's behind you, clapping for you, cheering for you, witnessing one of the greatest moments in your life where your life is going to change forevermore. It's not witnessed today in person. But I'm here to tell you that there's a common bond that's had with all of us because the Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation, things change on a daily basis. Daily basis. I should know that because I have to make a lot of those decisions. But what I am fully aware of and I'm fully confident, and when that decision is made and that order is given, it's going to be executed. It's going to be followed through, and it's going to happen, and it's going to be understood because this is the business that we chose. Do you understand that? Do you understand that? I know you do because you've been trained. You've been trained not only here for these 13 weeks, you've been trained by the loved ones that are witnessing this, that raised you, that made you the person that you are, that allowed you to be able to wear the badge of the Department of Corrections. They raised you. They showed you things like honor, respect, dignity, work ethic. They showed you what it is to say yes and what it is to say no, and more importantly, when to do those things, to say yes and to say no. To be a person of integrity, they showed you that. And today, by your appearance, clearly they've done well. And for you loved ones, we applaud you for that. We're going to make this ceremony as brief as possible because we want to get you to the loved ones that are watching this. I know you want to pack up, get into your vehicles, and drive away, do you not? I know you do. That's okay. But I'm going to ask something of you as you go home, and the person that you selected weeks ago to pin that badge on you, that person is waiting for you at home. And what I want you to do is get changed. I don't want you driving home in those uniforms. Get changed, go home, and then change back into those uniforms. Gather those loved ones around you and have that pinning ceremony. Take that photo. That is the special moment. Don't take it lightly, because when the decision was made, that's the first thing that went on in my head, that usually I'm able to walk out and see loved ones pinning each other, mothers pinning their daughters and their sons, spouses pinning their loved ones, gathered around with their children, taking photos. And you'll look at those photos 20, 30 years from now and say, where did the time go? But I'm going to tell you, the time goes fast. Cherish the moments, cherish this day. And this graduation is as unique as each and every one of you are. I hope there won't be another one like it. I hope we'll get through this issue and we can share these moments with loved ones, and your loved ones can be here. But I want to welcome you to the Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation. You're well equipped to do what I'm going to ask you to do. And I'm going to ask that you stick close to each other. I want you to look to the left of you. Go ahead, look to the left. Look to the right. I guess I would have you look at each other because you just looked at the walls. Look at each other. Look to the person. Look at each other. The people that you just looked at, these are going to be partners with you forever. You're going to be joined by an academy class. You're going to be associate badge numbers on how close you are to each other. Because in the end, sometimes this is what you have on a day-to-day basis. You have to rely on each other. Rely on the training, rely on the trust that the person next to you, in front of you, and behind you, they're going to do the right thing. And I'm going to ask you to do the right thing, because in the end, you're going to do the right thing because your loved ones demand it, because you have a great career ahead of you, but then the public requires it. That public trust is going to be put upon you. When that badge goes on you, you're entering into a new world that you have yet to understand yet. But I think today, this most unique day, you'll leave here saying, I did a good thing, and I'm going to do better things. You have a greater purpose now, and that is to protect the citizens of California by engaging with the inmates that are sent to us from the counties in an attempt to try and rehabilitate them the best that you can. And I know a lot of correction systems, and we're one of the best, if not the best, correction systems in this country, if not the world, and you're a part of it now. I welcome you to the Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation, and I'm proud of each and every one of you. Take care, and God bless you.
Thank you, Mr. Diaz. In order for our mission to be successful, it requires hard work, from an entire team. I'd like to thank the entire Correctional Training Center composed of the culinary staff, janitorial staff, plan ops, budgets, warehouse, personnel, curriculum development, information technology, the canteen staff, and also all sergeant instructors here. Additionally, I'd like to thank the program staff. First, Lieutenant Walden, and also Sergeant Willock for their dedication and hard work to this graduating class today. Also, a special thanks to the company commanders who played a crucial role here. They're tasked with being not only a leader, but a role model, sometimes a counselor, but definitely a mentor to all of you. First, Alpha Company, Sergeant Chappelle. Bravo Company, Sergeant Miller. Charlie Company, Sergeant Turner. Delta Company, Sergeant Gross. Echo Company, Sergeant Salma. And Fox Company, Sergeant Holmes. In closing, I'd like to thank the Office of Peace Officer Selection, Commission on Peace Officer Standards and Trainings, Division of Adult Institutions, and my chain of command for all their support. And also, I'd like to thank all the individuals that were involved yesterday with having the opportunity and the dedication that they had to get this live stream up and running for your family, friends, and loved ones. At this time, I'd like to take the opportunity to invite the Academy Commander, Joshua Mackley, to the podium.
Good morning, Academy Class 220. Good morning, Captain. All right, before we get started in the home stretch of our ceremony, I want to take this time to recognize some of the individuals in this class. So can I get the junior company commanders, squad leaders, guide-on bearers, and the True Grit Award winners to please stand up. The junior company commanders, squad leaders, and guide-ons, you guys are the ones who volunteered or were elected to assume a leadership role. You guys stepped up within your company, took on responsibilities, and assisted your company commander and peers to accomplish and ensure that all tasks were sought out and completed. The True Grit Award winners were voted on by their peers as most improved, inspirational, or ones who may have overcome an obstacle throughout their academy experience. Thank you for your roles. Please join me again in giving them a round of applause. You guys can be seated. I found a couple of quotes out there that I felt were fitting for this graduation ceremony. And they're from my favorite sports idol of all time. NBA legend Kobe Bryant stated, "Everything negative, pressure, challenges, is all an opportunity for me to rise." Is that what we've been faced with the last couple of days? How many conversations have me and you guys had about overcoming this? Like Secretary Diaz said, throughout your career, there's going to be pressure. There's going to be challenges. Instead of succumbing to the pressure and challenges, use them as an opportunity to rise above it. We've had numerous talks about not giving into that negativity, but taking every negative moment and turning it into a positive. Another thing Mr. Kobe Bryant stated was the most important thing is to try and inspire people so they can be greater in whatever they want to do. This should be a quote that you guys live by. Take every opportunity in life to inspire those around you. Whether it be at home with your families or at work, inspire everyone. When you learn to inspire those around you, you're going to start seeing the effect it has. Always surround yourself with positivity. A couple key components to remember throughout your guys' career: continue to learn and ask questions. Don't jump to conclusions. Don't take things personal. Listen to constructive criticism. Find that work-life balance. We talked about that I don't know how many times. So when you guys get home, don't put your kids on the wall and start patting them down. That work-life balance isn't happening. When you go clean their rooms, don't leave them a cell search receipt with contraband items taken. Again, you have not separated. Find that balance, you guys. And lastly, be open-minded. You guys ready? Sergeant Willock, prepare the cadets for the issuance of their badges.
Correctional Officers Matthew Trevino, Anthony Alanese, Freddie Gonzalez, Isaac Reyna, Lene Ron, Alyssa Simmons, Adam Ultreris, Evan Candelario, Daniel Gomez, Kyle Mann, Aaron Perez Tarango, Jorge Adame, Hector Balderrama Lamas, Melissa Flores, Kevin Grimsley, Michael Guzman, Christopher Hernandez. Michael Kelly. Julio Cesar Lanchi da Silva. Darren Luna. Patrick Parrish. Dylan Schreiber. Jonathan Valdez. Christopher Zell. Andrea Licea. Gavin Meeks. Giselle Patino. Zaida Zavala. David Zakowski. Jose Cobian. Sahil Jaggi. Daniel Knutson. Braulio Madrigal. Kimberly Munoz. Alphonsus Catoriano, Jr. Pedro Rosales, Jr. Correctional Officers, Rafael Magallan, Jr. Victor Gonzalez. Dakota Van Dorn. Leonard Alvarado. Keith Chabot. Candy Garcia. Danielle Estrada. Luis Gamez. Michael Gutierrez. Jessica Michelle. Rafael Miranda. Alfredo Rivas Martinez. Erica Rivera. Manuel Silva. Anthony Smith. Kenneth Valadez. Jonathan Valencia. Ivan Ayala. James Bailey. Cyndia Contreras Guerrero. Brian DeMille. Joseph Escajeda. Gregory Fassbender. Yesenia Lara. Raymond Lopez. Monica Laredo. Chris Marenko. Logan Maison. Eli Medriano. Victor Polito. Alvaro Sandoval. Jesse Sandoval IV. Kevin St. Felix. Jose Tejeda. Stephanie Benalonso. Frank Vaselli. Correctional Officers, Mario Miranda. Richard Garcia. Oscar Martinez. Maria Moreno. Yesenia Pacheco. Saul Quevedo. Erica Ruan. Juan Jose Alcantar. Ryan Gillespie. Daniel Ross. Eric Tinajero. Dalton Castleberry. Adrian Chavez. Abraham Chavez. Derek Davalos. Susan Flores. Moises Garcia. Benjamin Job. Grace Martell. Daniel Trevino. Michael Valoria. David Serta. Jordan Gomez. Jessica Rubio. Miguel Velasco. Sean O'Connor. Todd Phillips. Lene Sanchez. Eric Steffensmeyer. Annie Bang Walter. Andrew Avalos. Juan Avila. Monica Morales. Raul Valenzuela Jr. Yesenia Sasueta.
Hello, folks, out in Facebook land. We are going to stop for a brief moment, and we appreciate your patience while we start a new feed. The new feed will be posted on the same news feed for the CA Corrections Facebook page. This will take us just a few minutes, and then we will resume so you can see the rest of the program. Again, thank you for your patience, and we are ready to resume once again.
Correctional Officers, Daisy Ayala. Edith Chavez. Yahira Chacon. Priscilla Hirales. Liliana Jaime. Christina Magdaleno. Josie Solis. Vanessa Valdez. Yaritza Zermino de la Mora. Jared Fowler. Omari Frazier. Jose Godinez. David Gonzalez. Rami Hamdallah. Jessica Hernandez. Misael Isordia. Sierra Clippert. Javier Maldonado. Francisco Morales. Richard Peralta. Marissa Vidari. Josiah Villegas. Paul Cooper. Romel Deswanco. Brianna Haynes. Ricardo Herrera. Mason Phelps. Edilberto Rangel. Sydney Vang. Jose Avila. Arturo Cortina. Christopher Davis. Jonathan Garibay. Luis Suarez Garcia. Brenda Velasco. America Veach. Correctional officers, Samantha Theory. Alejandro Aguilar Lopez. Mark Alvarez. Lance Blake. Jose Cisneros Manguia. Giovanni Delgadillo. Kevin Espencia Jacobo. Eric Flores. Alexis Franco. Joe Gaxiola. Jesus Gonzalez. Brandon Henderson. Strad Herrera. Anthony Lopez. Saul Lopez. Chad Martinez. Christopher Milburn. Andrew Navarro. Jose Ortega. Eugene Ordonez. Kim Patrick. Juan Peña. Artur Petrosian. Juan Rivera. Trevor Robinson. Jonathan Sagastume. Christian Santizo. Mario Santos. Ricardo Valenzuela. Leroy Walker. Jacob Wilson. Cesar Cortez. Jose Cortez Valle. Eugenio Flores. Jose Maciel. Correctional Officers, Roger Mayer. Francisco Barraza Hernandez. Tanya Hallmark. Gary Mua Yang. Mark Panetta. Ryan Snyder. Roberto Anguiano. Jacob Barrientes. Daniel Ellison. Mark Gonzalez. Joseph Nunez. Colton Phillips. Damian Quintana. Sonny Rawl. Alfredo Tapia. Aaron Walters. Hernan Ariola. Michael Arteaga. Stephen Cabrera. Jonathan Camacho. Robin DeShazer. Brett Iala. Joanna Floyd. Ashley Henry. Albert Hernandez. Bernardo Herrera. Alfonso Lara. Anthony Marquez. Isai Martinez. Anne Melendrez. Chad Muscatel. Fernando Navarro. Efren Nunez. Mohammed Sabir. Farhan Shabir. Martin Tapia. Bailey Tao. And Pang Vu.
Sergeant Willock, prepare the cadets for the reading of the Code of Ethics and the administering of the oath.
As a law enforcement officer, my fundamental duty is to serve the community, to safeguard lives and property, to protect the innocent against deception, the weak against oppression or intimidation, and the peaceful against violence or disorder, and to respect the constitutional rights of all people to liberty, equality, and justice. I will keep my public and private life unsullied as an example to all, and will behave in a manner that does not bring discredit to me or my agency. I will maintain courageous calm in the face of danger, scorn, or ridicule, develop self-restraint, and be constantly mindful of the welfare of others. Honest in thought and deed in both my personal and official life. I will be exemplary in obeying the law and the regulations of my department. I will never act officiously or permit personal feelings, prejudices, political beliefs, aspirations, animosities, organizational associations, or friendships to influence my decisions. With no compromise for crime and with relentless prosecution of criminals, I will enforce the law courteously and appropriately, without fear or favor, malice or ill will, never employing unnecessary force or violence, and never accepting gratuities. Confidential information received in my official capacity shall remain undisclosed unless disclosure is necessary in the performance of my duty. I will never engage in acts of corruption, bribery, insubordination, or the obstruction of justice, nor will I condone such acts by other peace officers. I will immediately report acts of misconduct by staff of my agency and cooperate with all legally authorized agencies and their representatives in the pursuit of justice. I know that I alone am responsible for my own standard of professional performance and will take every reasonable opportunity to enhance and improve my level of knowledge and competence.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name. Recognize the badge of my office as a symbol of public faith, and I accept it as a public trust to be held so long as I am serving as a law enforcement officer. I will constantly strive to achieve these objectives and ideals included in the Law Enforcement Code of Ethics, dedicating myself before all present to my chosen profession, law enforcement. Congratulations, welcome to the family. Almost there. I'd like to thank our keynote speaker, Mr. Ralph Diaz, and all the dignitaries for coming to today's ceremony, and for everybody watching on Facebook Live. So for the last time, Sergeant Willock, prepare the correctional officers for dismissal.
We want to take this time to thank our Facebook audience. We hope this was a good program for you, and again, we thank you for watching. This concludes our program.